Hello everybody, this is Mike with Trade My Gun. Today we're going to talk about the new JT Triad electronic hopper. We're going to just kind of do a physical profile on the hopper, and we put the JT Triad, the Die R2, the TFX3, and the Virtue Spire 5 on LV2s so that we can show the physical characteristics and give you an idea of how low profile is it really, and just let you see the comparison on the same gun, which I think will be helpful. Videos, it's hard with the angle and everything, so I'm going to tell you what I see as we go through these. So what we'll do is we're going to pick up the Triad, so you're going to be able to see this, the brand new JT Triad, and compare it against the Die R2. And I'll try to hold these nice and straight. And what I see here is the Triad is definitely a longer loader, but hey, let's talk about this. The Triad has a capacity of 215 balls. The R2 is only 200. So even if it's similar in size, which I have to tell you, when I put these right up against each other, they are, I'm going to go ahead and turn them a little bit here. They are very, very similar. The R2 is a little bit wider, but, for the most part, boy, that Triad is a little bit lower in the front from what I can see versus the R2. It's a little lower profile than the R2, and guess what? It is an extra 15 ball capacity. So let's go ahead and move on and look at the TFX3. Now, the TFX3, this does not have the expansion shell on it. So the TFX3 is lower than the Triad by just a hair. I mean, it's a little bit lower than the Triad, but the TFX3 only has 180 ball capacity, where the Triad has 215 balls. So again, these are, I'll go ahead and turn this so you can see. If you look at, it's kind of, the Triad overshadows the TFX3. So again, you might not be able to see it in the angle of the camera, but it is slightly larger than the TFX3, but not much, and you're getting 215 ball capacity. So now, let's go ahead and look at the Spire 5. So the Spire 5, this, out of all of them, has almost an identical profile to the Triad. I mean, it is super, super close. Both in the length, I mean, it's a little wider towards the nose, but, if I'm going to put these to the side, can you see any black behind that? I mean, it's maybe a little bit, but boy, oh boy, these two guys in here, let me switch this around for you. Keep that angle the same, Cody. Take a look at this. Very, very similar. I would say between the R2, the TFX3, and the Spire 5, it has, geometrically, is probably the closest to the Spire 5. So, yeah, I mean, boy, we'll see. Price points. A couple other things. Well, I'll go through this real quick. The Triad is $155. We have them on pre-order now at trademygun.com. Spire 5 is $250. The TFX3 is $180, and the R2 is $200 to $210, depending on the color. You get just the lid with the R2. These other three, you get the lid and the speed feed. So that's pretty cool. Capacity, again, 215 balls, 200 balls. Interestingly enough, you can't find any information on the capacity of the Spire 5. It's not on the box, it's not on the listings, it's not in the product detail. But we actually put 200 balls in it, and 200 balls, it fits barely, but you get 200 in it. And then you got 180 capacity here, but you do get both lids. And yeah, I mean, these are some gorgeous loaders. But we'll see. We're going to shoot the Triad, and we'll let you see what it looks like, in full operation.